Alright, so you probably don't know why I'm doing this, but it's frustrating. People don't commit. When I started ROE 3 years ago, Ring of Extreme Wrestling 3 years ago, I expected to change the landscape of backyard wrestling. And at first, when it was just a brainchild of mine, I just wanted to do it to have fun. Just like those guys at ICW. I saw them, I started watching them just because it popped up on my YouTube and I was like, hey, what's this? ICW. I watched it and I was blown away. These guys loved the sport just as much as I did, and they were having fun, and that's what I wanted. So me, Anthony Anderson, the best wrestler in the state of Tennessee, I thought, hey, let's take over. I can do this. I'm better than these hicks out here. But no, people can't commit, and it's sad because I love this business so much. The last 3 years, all of my money has gone to this. And you guys have seen our wrestling videos. They're awful. But that's how much I cared. I don't care where I wrestle. I could rooftop, back alleyway, wherever. It doesn't matter to me, ever. I just wanted to put on a show for the fans. Even if there were 2 fans, which we pretty much have. It's hard. When after school let out, our big event was held in May, spring breakage. 6 people showed up out of the 20 we had on a roster. 6. I owe too much to the fans to give them a bad wrestling show, so I never put it up. We had a contest similar to WWE's King of the Ring, Monarch of the Mats. Me, Anthony Anderson, the greatest wrestler in this shitty state, was crowned the first Monarch of the Mats. But I didn't want to let the fans see that, because it was awful. Why show you something that nobody else is going to care about? And trust me, fans, I care. I made it my goal, our goal as Ring of Extreme Wrestling, to be inducted into the GBYWN. And unfortunately, I'm sorry to say that that won't happen. But it's okay, because I know you're not only Ring of Extreme fans, but you're Anthony Anderson fans. And I promise you that there's going to be big things happening to Anthony Anderson. I looked around. I talked to Rad Hazard. He's big up in the GBYWN. And I said, hey, you know what? I'm willing to wrestle for anywhere. So if you just throw me a couple names in this shitty state, couple wrestling federations. And he gave me 2. JCW, Juggalo Championship Wrestling. Obviously after the actual Juggalo Championship Wrestling, but whatever. And I was like, you know, some of my friends are Juggalos. I had a couple Juggalos in my wrestling federation. Whatever. They're whatever guys. I watched it, and it wasn't wrestling. There's a bunch of guys doing high spots trying to get over. 12 views. I'm fine with the views. Whatever. But it wasn't wrestling. I wasn't satisfied. I want to hone my craft like Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero, Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig, Ric Flair, the Nature Boy, and they weren't doing it. So JCW, come to my house, we'll wrestle. I'll show you how to wrestle. I can slam you through tables, whatever. And then he showed me another one. It was more farther west than I was. But I'm willing to make the travel. I want to wrestle for you, the fans. And they weren't bad. They had a ring. It was alright. I can't remember the name. I think it was like HHW or something. They weren't up to my level, though. I'm the greatest wrestler in this state. The greatest. Jeff Jarrett, got nothing on me. Randy Orton, he might push my limits. He might push my limits. I've wrestled all around the country. The Southeast, the Midwest, the Northeast. But it's alright, because if these companies here in Tennessee can't come up to my level, don't want to spend their money on Anthony Anderson, not like they have the money to spend. It's okay. I'll move on to the independent circuit. I'll kick ass there. I just apologize to you, the fans, that have actually... Some of you don't even like wrestling, but you watch because I asked you to, and I'm sorry that I've wasted your time, and it's okay, because Anthony Anderson isn't done. I'm the best wrestler the state has ever and will ever see, and look for me on the independent scene, baby. Tennessee Extreme Wrestling, I'm going to dominate you. Dwayne Wyndham, calling you out. You think you're cool, copying the last name of legends like Barry Windham? No. Your little YouTube championship? I'm coming for you. Because I am Anthony Anderson, and you are not as good as me.